I think it's been about 5 months since I've last prioritized the bench press in my workout. This session, I started off with the bench press and comparing it to all my other lifts in terms of reps and the weight, I felt really, really strong. And it seems like there's clear evidence to show that my strength has exploded. The 5 months of me training planche did not go to waste. And it makes me feel very happy that there was so much of carryover in strength, even in the chest, despite the chest not necessarily being a prime mover of the planche. The planche prioritizes the anterior delts. The pectorals only really work to stabilize. So it was super interesting to find that this session, the weights I was doing, the reps, and doing every single rep as a pause rep, I felt very, very powerful. I think the last time I tried, or like the last time I prioritized the bench press, 75 kilos, I was struggling to do 5 pause reps. Now I think I can probably do like 10 pause reps of 75 kilos. And it feels I just keep repeating myself, but it just feels very happy to see that like the planche, despite having this anxiety that I will not have much carryover in strength, and the bench press must demand specificity. So obviously, if I take away time from the bench press, then I'm going to get weak at it. That was my initial thought. But a lot of people have experienced this, but when they take a break from the bench press and they focus on other movements, they tend to improve in it. And it's interesting to find that by reducing the specificity to the bench press, you actually provide yourself time to improve. Now, obviously, this is a lot more different to skills. And if I'm being honest, I would like to think that experimenting wise, I could take a break from skills and get better. But honestly, I feel like you need a constant specificity. You need to be in touch with the planche or the front lever every single session in order to ensure improvement. So this is a clear point to say that calisthenics makes you stronger. It 100%, there's no doubt now that my planche training did not go to waste. I always thought that if I purely focus on planche, I will be neglecting everything else, and I would lose strength compared to as if I just purely focused on the on like free weights and barbell exercises for that whole 5 month period. So the fact that I focused on the planche instead, and I even improved in strength, is a very rewarding. It's very rewarding. It's something that I'm gonna keep in mind, and I don't know. Carryover strength is a very unusual thing that I am very underexperienced in. I want to learn more about it, and I've got time to experiment. Now, obviously, this doesn't necessarily mean that I should deviate too much away from skills, but I think there is room for me to play around. Now, in this session, I also did dumbbell incline bench press, and I think I did 4 sets. I wrote it down in my booklet, so I got all my recorded sets and weights there. I finished off this session with some conditioning with a bit of deep push-ups. These deep push-ups feel amazing. The stretch in my chest is insane. I feel it in my shoulders. It's just, I think it's the perfect conditioning exercise that I've completely neglected. I only did 20 reps here, and they weren't even all that controlled. In my head, while I was doing these sets, I was doing these reps, I thought it was pretty controlled. But looking back at this video, it wasn't all that controlled, and yet it felt really, really hard. It genuinely felt like a working set, not as something that I use as a conditioning factor. So maybe I could start implementing deep push-ups as well as a new way of progressive overload. Maybe I can add weight and experiment with this exercise as well. For now, I want to be working a lot on hypertrophy with the bench press as well. I'm not too sure about how my shoulders will feel. I think my shoulders felt fine after the session, but I do recall that I'd never really had a good dynamic with the bench press. Always felt shoulder pain every now and then. But then again, there may have been a technique disparity. Not too sure, but we'll see how it goes. So that's basically it, and I'll finish it off here.